Hey everybody, this is Stormy with the capital Z. Welcome back to more Warcraft 3 cast. This is going to be a 2 versus 2 and we are for the first time going to cover the new map known as Circle of Fallen Heroes. This is a new map introduced with the latest patch, that is 1.32.6, and this is actually a 5-player map which is introduced into the 2v2 ladder pool, and it looks pretty interesting right off the bat. So we got Skutt spawning over here as the yellow undead player, opening up with Crypt first. His ally Thorzain opening up with a pretty standard human build order. Their opponents are spawning towards their right. This is going to be DV opening up with Crypt first as well. And this is going to be TGW opening up with pretty standard human as well. So it's gonna be human undead versus human undead. And this new map, until the players select their heroes, I guess this is a good opportunity for myself to actually have a look at what this map is about. So this map is on the Sunken Ruins tile set, and this is one of those tile sets that has some weird camps. It does have some of the older ones, creeps like which you do usually face, like the giant sea turtle, the smaller sea turtle, and some weird ones like the Makarura Tidal Lord and stuff. I think the Makarura Tidal Lord even have entangling root, so you gotta be careful of that. And of course, Storm Reaver Hermit. So we got some scouts lurking around the bases, a scout footman following the scout acolyte. Both of them are super annoying for the opposing team. It's going to be a Dreadlord once again for Skutt and Thorzain. Where's the hero? There's the hero. It's going to be Archmage for Thorzain. We got Death Knight this time for DV, and his ally going with the Archmage, that's TGW. They're going in for an assault from what I understand. They're not waiting, and whoa, you have a dragon roost? So I guess you have some different buildings across all... that's some stuff. Or maybe they're random. I think that's something like that. The buildings are random. I forgot how this map was supposed to work. I read something like that, but I don't very clearly remember. We got DV and TGW going in for an assault, and a double Rod of Necromancy. It appears to be that he's gonna pass one Rod of Necromancy to his ally, and then his ally is gonna use another corpse to summon more skeleton warriors. And this is a pretty good potent strategy that you can do in a matchup where you have an undead ally. You have that advantage, use it, and this is something that he did last time as well. DV put down 2 Tomb of Relics. That's how he has 2 Rod of Necromancies. So this is something that you can actually take as an advantage. Early advantage. You can actually mess up the opponent player's economy really badly if you do it this way. So here we come. TGW and DV going in for an assault over Skutt's base. One of them is immediately TPing in. Here comes Thorzain to the rescue. The acolytes so far have not been taken out. This is still a necropolis. Even if 1 or 2 of them do get taken out, one of them may get taken out right now. He should be able to spawn the acolyte from the necropolis rather easily without much hassle. We got a Nerubian tower coming in. Not up yet though. Once that is up, the base should be easier to defend for Thorzain. What do you have here? Skutt on the other side, and whoa, it appears to me that DV and TGW went in for the assault on this expansion location. Thorzain and Skutt expanding at the pocket location, and you usually let the human player expand, but this is how it's going these days. It's the undead player that are expanding a bit more. You can do a lot of things as an undead player if you expand. You can go for double slaughterhouse, mass abominations, mass destroyers, frostworms, anything. I see more number of yellow units than I can see more number of teal, and whatever teal I see is basically skeleton warriors. So this is free food, free experience points for Skutt and Thorzain. The strategy seemed to be really good, but sadly over here in this situation it didn't quite work out. What they did do though is delay the expansion for Skutt. The expansion was already underway. They got it cancelled or got it delayed. Now they're currently waiting at the tower. Gonna get a Pit Lord. Pit Lord belongs to Undead. In the last game, we had something interesting going on. Human player picked the Pit Lord. That is, TGW picked the Pit Lord as the second hero, and the Pit Lord was constantly being healed by the Undead player. This is also a very potent strategy that you can apply in 2v2. And ooh, Skutt losing a ghoul over there to the Makrura Beast Tidal Lord thing. And Skeleton Warrior still lurking around this base. They're gonna take some damage, but they're gonna be taken out. Tails should be fine. Team Yellow should be fine there. What do we have here? It appears to me that Thorzain going in for a harassment attempt. We have a Spirit Tower inside the base of DV, so this base is gonna be very hard to harass. Your units are gonna take so much damage. You're gonna have to back out lightly from that, and despite of that Spirit Tower being there, he still managed to take out one Acolyte. The Hall of Dead is ready, so basically DV can get whatever he wants real soon. We got a Mountain King coming out as the second hero over TGW, storm bolting that Footman immediately, and the Footman is also taking some Nubian damage, the damage from the cold tower, and the Stormbolt will seal the deal there. Archmage for Thorzain, almost level 3. On the other side, we got the units rather just creeping. Team Teal not very interested in coming back to his base, coming back to their base technically to defend. They have spotted the expansion. They went in tier 2. My opinion would be in this situation to go for an expansion for yourself. You have this pocket, best use it. And if you don't want to use your pocket, you can also... Oh, this camp looks deadly. Sea Behemoth and Elder Hydras. Elder Hydras are the spellcasting Hydras and are generally weaker as compared to the, the biggest Hydras. I played a lot of 4v4s, I guess, so I kind of know about them. All the players are creeping. Team Teal creeping together while Team Yellow is creeping separately. Now, we're gonna have to see what would be the result over here. The situation over here is 4 heroes are creeping at one spot. They'll creep faster through that, but in my opinion, creeping separately will be the way to go if you're gonna have like 4 heroes creep. On the other part, Skutt only has 1 hero. Thorzain and Skutt basically have the combination of 3 heroes, not 4. So they're gonna gain more experience on the Dreadlord. Dreadlord is gonna be higher level. And yes, it appears to me that they're gonna try and clear out the expansion. And this is what I was talking about earlier, going for the expansion, going for the counter expansion, or not even rather, and going for trying to enable Fog of War. There we go. Going for the counter expansion and going for the higher level creep camps. Going for smaller camps is not really something that you want to do against play against an opponent that has already set up an expansion and you know about it. So we have a dragon roost over here. I wonder if we're gonna see some dragons. You can spawn the level 6 green drake over here from what I can remember, and it can mess up your opponent if you know how to use it. Boots of Quel'Thalas, not the best but not the worst either. You can get some extra defenses, some extra armor from that, and ooh, Team Teal getting a pretty good item, Cloak of Flame. Cloak of Flame can be used so well against whatever Skutt is going for, that is mass melee unit, and Skutt putting down 3 slaughterhouses. Of course, having that expansion, you can operate off of 3 slaughterhouses, but we got Team Teal wrecking them down. The slaughterhouse is gonna be delayed, so Skutt's strategy, the thing is Skutt's gonna be super rich, but he won't be able to use the gold. The Dreadlord is back, but Dreadlord is weak. It currently bolted, and here comes the Potion of Invul. Getting the ghouls, trying to get the ghouls into the fight. We don't have a vampiric aura on the Dreadlord over there. He may get that later on, and the slaughterhouse goes down sadly. A Stormbolt on the Archmage for TGW, gonna be forced to use the TP, and leveling up for the Dreadlord over there. He didn't have Potion of Mana. I don't remember. I think he had a Potion of Mana. He used it, but I did not see any Carrier Swarm go off. And what do we have here? Vampiric Aura finally being used. Level 4 Dreadlord. Thorzain choosing to go for some siege mortar teams. Mortar teams are lovely. Sadly, they're used very less now, but they're still lovely. He's going to use the mortar teams to blast away the expansion, it appears, for DV, and TGW and I would say DV coming in from the other side and trying to attack the human player's base. He doesn't have a lot of troops though. And the human player and the opponent undead player is going to attack his base. There goes a nice carrion swarm. A second one will actually seal the deal for these acolytes. Gonna have to be super careful with them. The Dreadlord does have boots of speed. It can follow these acolytes pretty easily and take them out without much of a hassle. We got knights on the field, and probably gonna have mastery training coming in for the priest as well. Inner Fire Knights, Priest at the back line, some more teams, and a tri-hero combo. So that's where you're gonna compensate the third, the hero that Skutt didn't go for. We got the main for Thorzain being attacked right now, and just look at the DPS on that Pit Lord. That is sick. Considering the fact that it has the Unholy Frenzy, I mean, despite of that, that DPS is sick. And if you look at it, it's recovering HP faster than it's losing HP. It's recovering HP from the Unholy Aura, and it's also recovering HP from these Obsidian statues at the back. That is huge. You can use Unholy Aura this way, and that is super huge. This looks bad for Thorzain. Thorzain TPing towards the back side of his base. Is he able to move? I hope he's not stuck back there, because if he is, that's going to be messed up. Mostly doesn't have a lot of military units, sadly, so it's better to be stuck than have any stuff ahead and get killed. He's trying to go after the Pit Lord. Pit Lord, of course, has the Cloak of Flames. It's gonna burn down anything around it. Thorzain gonna have to be careful. Where is Skutt? Skutt's hero only now choosing to go towards Thorzain's base. Skutt doesn't have the slaughterhouses set up. Oh, he has it on the expansion. He's set up all three. All three of them at the expansion, the 3 slaughterhouses, and he's gonna pump out abominations from it, from what I understand. Abominations? Yep, abominations coming in. Abominations with inner fire would work really well. The Pit Lord is taking heavy damage, but it's also recovering a lot of HP at the same time. And the Pit Lord also has a Potion of Invul, so that is looking really bad for Team Yellow. Here comes Skutt to the rescue. The Paladin for Thorzain got taken out, but will this be enough right now? We got more teams fighting away on those sorcerers. This takes them out immediately. You gotta do something about that Pit Lord. That Pit Lord refuses to die. No more mana on the Death Knight. This is a good time, but he does have Potion of Invul. We got some Carrion Swarms going on and off. Where is that Dreadlord? I'm unable to spot it. There's the Dreadlord. Dreadlord does not have any escape items, no TP, no potion. Dreadlord will go down. Level 3 for the Mountain King of TGW. This looks bad. The Pit Lord finally may get taken out right now, but no, it's going to use the it's going to use the Scroll of Teleportation and get back to the base. Now, good assault there by Team Teal, but Team Yellow is currently sitting at an army of 60 each of them. Well, if you go to Team Teal, one of them is 47. One of them is 29, so TGW is the one that lost most number of units in that fight over there. And whoa, it appears to me that Thorzain, no, that's not Thorzain, that is TGW. TGW wants to get a black drake, I mean to say a green drake out real soon. Or he just has the farmer here to detect whenever the opponent player tries to get there and tries to buy the drake. Will the drake be what they need? will the Drake be what they're looking for in this situation, and will it actually help them to bounce back? And DV maybe had looked over there to try to get the Drake, but he backed out. He's having that unholy frenzy over that Pit Lord all the time. And they're gonna go in for a second assault. This time Thorzain's base is wide open. They should be able to mess up the gold line really bad. We have a battle going on over here between TGW and Skutt over here. Skutt's gonna back TGW out. TGW will have to go back. There's no question about it. He can't fight an army of 60. He can't fight these many abominations and destroyers with whatever he has. He needs a lot of knights, riflemen, beasts and stuff if he wants to try and take out anything like that. Here comes Thorzain with a lot of more teams firing across those units which already left their targeted area, and the damage going to the knights. Sadly, knights are taking heavy damage. You gotta be careful in this situation like this. Death coil. We still have 2 death coils left on that death knight. And oh, dragon! The green dragon is here. The chaos damage giving, and it's targeting the Mountain King. This looks bad. This belongs to team Teal. It's picked up by either DV or this is by DV. It's a great addition to whatever he had. He had a pretty potent army, and sadly you can't put the Unholy Frenzy on the big dragon because the big dragon has immune to magic. But the big dragon does have AoE, and it already has a pretty good attack rate. It's gonna mess up the base for Thorzain. Thorzain coming back. He doesn't really have a lot of anti-air. Team Yellow doesn't really have a lot of anti-air. This is gonna be really bad for them if they don't manage to take out the green dragon over here. This is a WarCraft mechanic. This was always a WarCraft mechanic. It never really got into the game since we didn't really have too many maps that had the dragon roost. Of course, there are the same version of dragons on every type of map, red dragon, black dragon and stuff like that. We got Team Yellow trying to follow the Death Knight, trying to force a TP, but Team Teal doing a good job of keeping the Death Knight away. But oh, it appears to me that they're gonna TP anyway. Maybe keeping the dragon over there would have been a good idea for them, since you can clearly see Thorzain is not prepared for the dragon. The dragon should immediately make its way towards the assault. The dragon should not stay here. This is their chance. This is the chance for Team Teal to go in there and seal the deal. The gold mines will expire real soon. And give me a moment. I spoke a lot. I need to have some water. Needed that. The Dreadlord for Skutt is level 5 right now. Thorzain having level 4 Archmage, level 3 Mountain King, level 1 Paladin. And they're against level 4 Pit Lord, Death Knight, and on the other side we have a battle raging on over there. That's level 3 Archmage and Mountain King. And we got some gargoyles coming in by Skutt. Gargoyles would be the answer to this big guy over here. The big dragon also has Devour, like the Kodo Beast, so it can devour units. We already have seen over here a knight going into its belly. I'm gonna take some time to consume it, digest it rather. I wonder what would happen if they try to get a second one. Big Drake being attacked by those gyrocopters. And it is taking significant damage, if you ask me. The Big Drake can't be death coiled, it can't be healed, and DV losing the majority of his ground forces over here. I mean, what he mostly has is his heroes and the Big Drake. He won't be able to heal the Big Drake using death coil. The Big Drake losing a lot of HP. Big Drake down to 50%. If you have a Orb of Fire or any orb at death coil, that Paladin gets taken out. Team Teal still hanging. Here comes Skutt to the rescue. Skutt going right after that Big Drake, but DV will TP back to his base and will save his Drake from getting murdered over there. And DV set up an expansion here. Okay, having a forward base and using it for some sort of advantage against your opponent is one thing, but I'm not agreed with this expansion over here for DV. And Skutt has an expansion. Skutt has 2 expansions, and whoa, that's a green drake over there. A level 6 green drake. They're buying drakes from the dragon roost over there. And here comes TGW coming in with some blizzard. He probably retrained it from the goblin merchant. There's a lot of action going across the map. There's a lot of stuff going at the same time. And I believe he left the expansion for the human, but he's gonna set an expansion for himself on the far side. This is probably the most far away expansion. If the opponent doesn't reach there, they're not gonna know anything about it. The big drake is down to 400 HP now. This looks really bad. It may easily get taken out if not handled with care. This looks really bad. It is, of course, having the extra regen because of the aura, but what it doesn't have is the Death Coil Savior. Now, we're gonna have some team battles, both of the teams meeting up. Big Drake gets taken out. Very sad. Very sad situation for Team Teal. They have a small Drake though. Small Drake can be healed. Not with Death Coil, of course. Some nice blizzards being used. Some spellbreakers getting taken out. That is of Team Teal. Blizzard on across those priests. Not getting all of it, sadly. Team Yellow definitely has the bigger army. That was a Thunderclap, but didn't really get all of it. And GG. This game goes to Thorzain and Skutt. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful game. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed what you have seen, do subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. I have a new game coming out at 18:30 UTC every day on my YouTube channel. Apart from that, I stream at 1600 hours, or rather 15:30 every single day. That's UTC. I stream a WarCraft game every single day, and after that we start with what I like to call our capital Z gaming nights. So how many people do we have on board right now? It's almost 10 o'clock my time. That's 16:30. Once we get to 16:30, that's the time I would start the game night. And well, that would be all for the video. I'm going to end the recording here. I'll see you in the next one.